You know, I remember this thing that happened in Dubai. It was like it was after a really epic storm, I think. And it's a long story. I ended up I was so low on cash. Like I had nothing, almost nothing. Long story. That Dubai move was like just to get closure from a breakup that I ended up staying. I spent like most of my money on a one-way flight, you know, just to get closure. Can you imagine? But then it wasn't completely like out of stupidity and just like passion, heat of the moment. It was like, you know, my Lebanese friend who lived there for a while, she was like, Dubai? She didn't even know about the backstory, like the breakup thing. This is with the Italian guy, by the way. And she's like, oh, Dubai, right. Boa, have you ever thought about going to live there and work there? You know, I heard the economy's great. I used to live there myself. Like, you should just go over there. Fuck that motherfucker. Like, just whatever happens with that, just like maybe do something with your work and maybe you can make something happen. So I was like, all right. So yeah, arrived. Second day, like smashed like 3 interviews. Like everyone was like really, really good. But they were very inshallah, which means if God allows, with the whole like making contracts and stuff. I'm just like, fuck, I need to actually start next week. Like my money's just going down. I was just lucky to find this place on this Dubai forum like before I even arrived. So I had like half rent for the first month, but then it would go up to double if I wanted to stay longer. So I was like, fuck. So, you know, I didn't fuck around. Like 2 weeks into it, I was already looking for new places and found this French dude. And he's like, probably like in his 50s or something. It's like one of those expat global websites, and you can like say that you're about to live in Dubai and write in the jobs and housing for him, and that's where he replied to me. He's like, you should come and meet me, Boa. I have a spare room. Maybe we can make some arrangement. And I was like, all right. Cool, I'll come meet you. Oh, please bring your passport so I can, alright, cool. So I met him, and he's living like smack bang in the middle of like downtown Dubai, like near the Dubai fountain. Have you heard of the dancing fountain in Dubai? Anyway, fuck it, doesn't matter. It's like an icon landmark near the Burj Khalifa, the highest building in the world, still, as far as I know. And he's there, he's got like this kind of super bling bling apartment thing that he's, you know, that his job's paid for, and his job was to like take care of like money printing machines and going to all these really high risk places, traveling all the time. So I was like, cool, this dude travels all the time, sweet. If I just like take care of his pot plants and clean the place up while he's away, like he was like, I don't know, you don't need to pay rent. And of course alarm bells were ringing because he was like, I recently broke up with my wife and stuff. So I was like screaming like, okay, this guy's super lonely. His daughter was supposed to take the room that I ended up taking. She decided not to come. So he's all alone in Dubai. Doesn't have any friends even after like a year of being there. So, you know, alarm bells were definitely fucking ringing. So I was like, But I thought, okay, if we make a deal, like if I cook occasionally, if I clean up, look after his shit while he's away, pay for the bills, like as far as light and all that. Seems like a fair deal. His company's paying for it anyway. And if it gives him some kind of company as well, like, all right, let's do this. So when do you need to move in? I'm like, ASAP. And he's like, all right, well, cool. Like, I've got time today. Do you want me to like drive you back to where you're staying now? You can pick up your shit and come here. I was like, whoa. Is this too good to be true? Anyway, time went by. I realized how lonely this person really is. We're all human, it's all good. But man, he would slowly like say little things like, oh Boa, I would prefer if you just do your work in the kitchen, dining room area. I don't want you to just stay in your room. And I was like, that was a bit weird. I was like, okay, this is starting to get a little controlling. I was like, but I was like, okay, maybe he's lonely. Like, fuck, these are little things that I can do. I don't care. So I just did my work in the dining room. So one day I come back, it's all very cinematic. Like I'm doing my, you know, there's like one light and the rest of the fucking house is like completely dark, and I'm doing my work. And you know how the light works, where like if someone opens the door and it's dark in the house, but there's like light behind them, like their shadow just expands into this long thing. So he opens the door and I could just see his shadow. Like I was like, there's something different about his vibe tonight. What is this? I was like, So, of course, just keeping it light. I'm like, hey, how are you? How was your day? Oh. And he's looking really like long-faced and sad and I don't know, like very lonely. Something was really wrong. And I was like, I've made some pasta. Do you want me to heat it up for you? Do you want a glass of wine? Just trying to be cool, like friendly, whatever. And then he sits down, he says, Boa, I need to talk to you. And I was like, oh, here it comes. Here it fucking comes. And by the way, I mean, this is fully decked out apartment, man. Like, I mean, you look over the balcony, there's a massive, massive fuck off, like, luxury pool. Downstairs, the gym, there's everything. Like, anyway, like I said, too good to be true, maybe. So, but I knew he wasn't harmful. I knew he wasn't like a serial killer type or fucking rapist or whatever else. Like, I didn't think he was harmful. I just knew he was really fucked up, like had some serious issues and lonely and all the rest of it. I thought, I can handle myself. It's cool. It's a good situation. If I handle myself right, this is gonna be all right. But you know, vibes get heavy over time, you know, and you're just like, is this worth it? Is it worth it? Anyway, so he sits down, he has a sip of wine. He says, Boa, I haven't been able to sleep the past 3 days. I'm super tired. I can't sleep. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, did I make noise? Is it something I can do? Like, just tell me. And he says, I had to go to the natural pharmacy today, get some natural sleeping tablets because I just can't sleep. Are you thinking about stuff? Like, what's keeping you awake? That's his name. And he's like, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm very attracted to you. I'm like, there it is. Bam. I was like, shit, I knew this was coming. This is really awkward and annoying. I live with this person. I was like, shit. And I had a chat to him and I was like,
how long were you at the spot for?
What spot?
His spot.
His place.
Yeah, how long did that take?
I was, for that to drop?
Yeah.
That comment to drop?
Yeah.
Probably about 2 or 3 weeks. I could feel it building though. But he'd gone away for so many trips, so I had the house to myself most of the time, which was really good. And then, anyway, I was just like, come on, Boa, you can think beyond this. You can think you're better than this. So I was like, I said, hey, you know what? Let's just think about this, right? I mean, you've just told me you've been through a really messy divorce. Your daughter's not coming. Like, you're in this place all by yourself. Dubai is not an easy place. Like, it's a very massive transit lounge. It's a very transient sort of place. I mean, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but I feel like we've made a connection, right? You feel like you can talk to me and stuff, and you've made that very clear, and I can feel like I can do the same. Like, but you know, I look up to you as if you're kind of like, you know, senior to me. Like, I respect you, like almost like a father figure kind of thing. That's how I see you. Kind of like bringing him down is like, hey, hey, hey. It's like not that kind of vibe. It's more of a fam jam vibe, you know, just like chill on that. And I said, look, give me your phone for a minute. Give me your phone. It's very possible. What do you need my phone for? Just give me your phone. Give me your phone. So I installed Tinder. I installed OkCupid and like maybe one other app. And what is this? I was like, man, you need to meet some chicks, alright? You need to meet some bitches. You need to like, you know, come on. Like, we're just getting along as friends. Like, it's easy to see like other things, I think, like, and let's just keep the fam vibes and come on, let's just like get you some good dates, all right? So snapped him out of that. And in fact, the next day I was like, tomorrow, like before you go to work, I want you to like look your best. We're gonna go down to the pool and we're gonna take some nice new portraits for your Tinder profile, all right? And he's like, okay, cool. So that's what we did. And all of a sudden he's like coming back home beaming like over the next like course of the week. He's like, oh, I have a date with this Greek woman. I'm so excited. Boa, thank you so much for this. And they didn't work out. I mean, they were just kind of more flingy stuff. You know, Tinder was probably much more flingy back in the day. And then he got a bit disheartened, you know, a few times. I'm like, all right, how about we just try the OkCupid thing, because it's a bit more, you can put more information and you can be more sort of, you know, open about what you're looking for and stuff. So he ended up meeting this woman who was like in Bahrain, which is like the next, like a country very nearby. And for him, like Bahrain would be like an easy like weekend trip like that. Like it's what, an hour, less than an hour from Dubai. You know.
By plane?
Yeah. So all of a sudden he's meeting this chick in Bahrain and they're married now, by the way. So, but then it kind of backfired on me, because then this woman, like she met me when she came over. Eventually she's gonna come over, right? And of course she wanted, okay, there's this young girl living here, and what's going on here? She was a bit jealous, sort of insecure type. But yeah, so then it was sort of like, she's uncomfortable that you're here, so you're gonna have to move out. I was like, all right, it's cool. It's time anyway. But that was my story.
It's a great story.
Is it?
It's a wonderful story.
Dude, and I was like running so low on money. I mean, thank goodness I didn't have to pay rent anymore, but I was running so fucking low on money. It's like, shit, okay, the job interviews are going well. I'm doing like very non-desperate follow-ups, because once you look desperate, you start losing your ability to like get a decent like salary fixed with them, you know. You start getting that entry-level shit, because they know you need it more than they, you know. So it's like, I don't want that. Okay, fuck it. Let's start a spreadsheet. Let's Google stalk like potentially all the companies I could work with, small to medium, large advertising agencies, PR agencies, you know, cold calling, getting through the desk pitch, going, okay, you look at the website, creative director's name is Stuart. Okay, Stuart there, speak like you know the guy, and finally get his email address, send all emails to the right people, like 200 of those, and then I got like 5 meetings out of that. And then one of those meetings ended up being like a documentary film for Dubai Petroleum, which is a government oil company in Dubai. So fucking illegal. Like, thank goodness there was like an advertising agency that was kind of like, I could look like I'm with them, you know. But if I was on my own, for sure they'd do all the visa checkups and find I'm not legally able to work there. And they were like, oh, so who and you and what crew are gonna do this work for us? I'm like, you're looking at her. So, and it was like all this gear that I knew I needed but didn't know how to fucking use. So I'm like hiring it all, like getting all the suggestions from friends. I hired it all. But before that, I couldn't even afford the hiring equipment thing. So I was like, I need a fucking down payment here, right? I'm not gonna like let these guys go, because they're like, oh, we don't usually do that. We pay after. After the work's done, you'll get paid. And I'm like, yeah, but before that I gotta hire the equipment, and you know, it's like a security thing for me, so I need the 50% like immediately. The shoot was a week away. So finally, after like a lot of back and forth, they had their office boy deliver a big fucking wad of cash like that to where I was staying with the French dude the next day. So all of a sudden, like, and it was a job worth like $15,000. So all of a sudden, Bobo was okay for money. So it was good. It was really nice. But yeah, it was tough. Dubai was like hardcore. But I was in survivor mode, man, because I was very fuck you mode. Like, because the dude, like, our relationship ended and he wouldn't see me. You know, that was the whole thing. He would not see me to like give me closure. Like I arrived, I'm like, I'm intense, man. I'm just like, I'm here, dude. Like, just come see me for like half an hour, grow some fucking balls, come over and just tell me to my face. That's all I need. And then like, we'll never talk to each other again if that's what you want. And he wouldn't do that. And I was like, oh, you fucking.
So this nigga was in Dubai.
Yeah.
You went to go see him. So he broke up with you over an email or something?
A message thing. And Skype. We tried Skype and it was all fucked up and stuff. And I was just like, no, this is just. Yeah.
What did you see in him?
Finally, he did it though, like ages later.
Oh, you finally met up with him?
Yeah. But that fuck you mode did so much for my energy, because like I was just like, because he was really struggling to find an job as an architect for years, like a proper legit, you know, and he finally got one, and he struggled heaps with accommodation, but I didn't, you know, like I had it all sorted before I went. I was just like, yeah, that's how I roll, you know. I was in that kind of like, fuck you, I can do better than you, motherfucker. Like, it's kind of ugly, to be honest, but it helped my energy a lot. And I even got like, and I got a salary that was almost double what he had as well when I finally got into the whole company game for like 6 months. Then went back to freelancing again, but damn, that felt pretty good. In a really gross kind of like low level kind of way, you know. But it's amazing what like that kind of energy you can achieve with that kind of energy, you know. And I think it probably goes back to like my whole, you know, family, the way I was parented and things, you know, like it's almost like bringing that energy back and just going proving to people again. It's like, no, I can do it. And to myself as well, you know. Kind of like trophy behavior again, but, you know. It was kind of nice, whatever the motivation, it's kind of cool to like surprise yourself like that every now and then and just be like, fuck, I'm capable of this. I can achieve big shit if I put my mind to it, you know. But some of those meetings with those ad agencies, man, I'm never a good business talker. Like I'm shit at it. Like, I don't know what came over me. I was in those meetings, I swear I'm like out of my body, looking at myself, talking to these people and just going, who the fuck are ya? Where is all this fucking like sales bullshit coming from? Like, how are you doing this right now? You never did this before. Where is all this like yakety yak coming from that, you know, you were never able to do before, you know? Like, hard sale, man, hard sale. I was just like, shit, you know, fuck, I didn't know you had it in you, you know? It's incredible. But then, let's be fair, I mean, Dubai is also the place where, you know, it's not the ideal choice of place to live for a lot of people. A lot of people go there to like smash a few like decent projects or jobs so they can get their resume beefed up a bit and then go back to their country of choice so they have more leverage in the workplace. So it's that kind of place. It's like that development part, and once you got what you need out of the place, you fuck off. Like that's usually how it rolls, and I think it was that for me, you know. So it's kind of easy. It's easier to get gigs there too, to be fair. But and being a female videographer helped, you know, because a lot of these women, like they had a lot of women in like full abayas, you know, who were in the oil industry that didn't feel comfortable with a man filming, so that gives you more leverage as well. So okay, let's use this. Another thing is like over there, what I used to be like very fiery when it comes to like getting payments from people, like gentle follow-ups, phone calls, still nothing, okay, and then like I start putting the fire in there, you know, but it just doesn't work in Dubai. I found like tapping into your femininity over there even more actually gives you a lot of leverage. I had this one client who just would not fucking pay me for like 9 months, and I was just at my wit's end. I was like, I don't even know what to do with this anymore. I've tried the whole like, I need it for my family, I need to send money back home thing. Nothing. And they kept changing their financial manager thing, so that gave me the idea that, okay, these guys are not stable anyway. They keep getting high turnover of staff. And one day, called up 3 months after, just like kind of giving up almost. and spoke to the new guy. I think his name was like Asif or something. I was like, Asif. I was just like, okay, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Just tone it down. Be feminine. Be gentle. Be soft. Asif, salam alaikum. How are you? Good. Okay, cool. And told him about the account that needs to be paid, and just on the phone did as much as I could to make him feel like he's the king, you know what I mean? Like make this guy feel like he's got the power to like change everything, you know? Yalla, come to my office, we'll sort it out. I'm like, wow, that's all it took? Holy shit. So I'm like walking through the sand, literally going to their office in the middle of summer. It's like probably fucking 45, 50 degrees. I get in there. Massive fucking like Lebanese dude, like huge Arab guy. This comes in, he's like, yo, Boa. I'm like, yes, come to the office, go inside. Again, I'm just had to like go before I go in. I can't be all like fire again. Like I was so fed up too. Just went in really gentle, sweet, very feminine, very, you know, sweet about stuff. Like, how much would need to pay? I'm like, well, the full amount, it was like 9,000 dirhams or something. He wrote me a check on the spot. You know, just softening your words, and like that usually would go against my like my pride or my ego to be like, why should I fucking like behave lower than this guy or like be kind of all submissive and shit? Like that's not me, that's not real. But sometimes you just have to play the game to kind of be fucking practical, you know what I mean? That's what I learned from that. So yeah, just rambling on now, but yeah, a lot of very valuable lessons learned in Dubai, which also went a similar vibe worked in India too, because it's still a very patriarchal society there too. So having that gentle thing can really help. Keywords like family, I'm a woman alone. Bam. You get what you want. You get your money paid. Yeah. Yeah, so